Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful ruffle skirt. Okay, it's now trending again. I don't know why, so we are going to be learning how to make it. So keep watching, and if you've not subscribed, please do it to subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So we're going to be drafting the skirt on our lining. This is my lining piece. We're going to be using this lining piece to draft out the skirt itself. That's the basic skirt before attaching the ruffles on the skirt. Okay, now to start, I use my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 5 inches extra allowance to cut out this piece, this long piece, and the length is the skirt length. Okay, so now I have marked my starting point, and from that starting point I remove my 2 inches waistband. My waistband is going to be 2 inches. So placing my tape on a straight line and removing my 2 inches, I marked my hip point. This is my hip point at 10 inches, and I'm going to connect the lines together right now. So this line is going to serve as my hip point, while the first line, which is also the starting line, will serve as my waist point. So I have my waist point and my hip point here. I'm going to be dividing my hip circumference divide by 4. Then I'm going to add extra allowance to it. That's the seam allowance to it. So I'm going to be using 2.5 inches as a seam, as the seam allowance, because I want this skirt to be very free. It's not going to have a slit at the back, so it's supposed to be very free. So I'm going to extend that same measurement to the hip point, then connect it all the way to the full length of the skirt. Okay, so from the beginning of the skirt to the down is the hip circumference divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches allowance. So on the waistline, I'll come back to the waistline and I'll divide my waist circumference divided by 4. Then I'll add 2.5 inches seam allowance to it. Okay, so the reason why I did this is because I want the skirt is not going to have a rubber waistband. It's a straight skirt. Okay, so the waist is supposed to have the exact waist measurement. That is what I did there. So if it's an elastic skirt, then I'm going to use the hip circumference divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch all the way to the down part. So now I'm placing the front piece on top of the back piece. Okay, remember that the front piece is going to be smaller than the back piece, like 2 inches or 1.5 inches wider than the front piece, because of the zip allowance that we're going to be adding. So that place that I'm marking now is my zipper allowance. It's about 1.5 inches wide. Okay, after marking out the zipper allowance, that place is my zipper allowance. That place that I'm just marking now is the zip allowance. So I'm going to cut out all the excesses right now. So the next thing I am going to do is to mark where I'm going to be placing the ruffles. Okay, so I have to mark the full length of this skirt is about 40 inches, is the full length. So I'm going to divide that 40 into 4 places, because the skirt pattern is that ruffle pattern is 4. It is into 4 places. So I'm going to divide this 40 into 4, and what I have is 10. Okay, so I'm going to be marking 10 in 4 places, and here is the first 10 that I marked, and this first 10 is going to be cut out. Okay, I don't want the lining to get to the full length. I want the lining to be halfway, to reach halfway. Okay, so I'm cutting out this first 10. I will just attach the ruffles on top of it. You see what I will do? Okay, I will just attach the ruffles to cover it, and here I have like 30 inches now in length. I've cut out 10, it's remaining 30. So that this 30 now I am going to divide it into 3 parts. Okay, so the first 10 I'm going to mark here right now. Okay, so this is the first 10, the second 10 here. Okay, now, and here is the third 10, and the fourth 10 I've cut it off. 2, 3, and this is the fourth 10. So I will spread this pattern, this piece now, and mark the same thing on the other side, at the other side of the pattern of the skirt, okay, the lining. I'm going to make sure that I extend the lines so that it will be visible when I'm attaching the ruffles to the skirt. As you all can see, I am marking everything down, okay, for easy installation of the ruffles. Okay, so this is the back piece. I also try to mark the zipper allowance. Okay, so this is the front piece. This is the front piece of the skirt, and I also marked where I will be attaching the ruffles. And here is the back piece. I'm trying to place it right side facing right side. Okay, so I marked the lines at the front piece and not at the back piece because we are going to be working on the front piece. Okay, so now I'm going to mark down my body measurements, and the body measurement I'll be making use of is just the waist measurement because my waist is going to be okay, and then the hip, and then just an A line, a little A line shape, because there's not going to be a slit at the back of this skirt. So just make it an A line shape and the waist tight, then attach the ruffles. So here is the material that we're going to be making use of. So I'm going to be dividing this Ankara into four. I have about 3.5 yards folded like this. This is about 3.5 yards long, folded like this, which was not enough. So to make this piece, you need up to 4 yards of Ankara to make this skirt. So now I am going to, since we came down by 10 inches on the lining, we are going to make it 12 inches so that it will overlap after after sewing. It will overlap the steps. So I am marking 12 into 3. I marked 12 into 3, and what was remaining was just little. So I wanted to change it, but I said no. If I did not mark that 12, it's not going to overlap. So the remaining one that is 8, I had to make use of it. You'll see what I did at the end of this video. So the remaining one is not up to 8 inches, so I had to still make use of it sha. So I have about 4 steps of cut here, so I'm going to be cutting it out in pieces right now. So I'm trying to iron the seam after joining the two sides of my skirt. Okay, this is the skirt. I'm trying to open up the seam and make iron it to have a neat finishing. So here is me ironing down every part of the seam. So after I'm done with this, the next thing I'm going to do is to hem the down part of the ruffles in every step of the way. I'm going to hem it with 1/2 inch, just like so I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to hem all the lines, and after I'm done hemming, so the down part of the skirt, that 10 inches that I removed, I'm going to attach it with my Ankara. Okay, so I am printing it like this. So this is how I'm going to do it at down part of the Ankara like this. I'm printing it in every step of the way, just a little. If you like, you gather your own, but me, I'm printing my own, just a little prints like this. That is what I am doing. Little prints, little prints. Okay, that's how I did. I like doing mine directly on the fabric, and it gives me what I want. Also, you can as well gather your own, depends on what you want to do with yours. Okay, so after I'm done doing this, I'll come back and show you guys what we have. Okay, so this is what I have the first step. Okay, so this is what I have after attaching the first ruffles. Okay, so this is what I have after attaching the first ruffles. This is on the 10 inches that we cut off. I used my fabric to replace it. So now we are going to be working on the second step. Okay, so now this is how I am going to work on the second step. So at the second step, here is the second step, and this is the material that we'll be using for the second step. Okay, I'll first of all hem the down part of the second step like this, just like we did at the front step. Then I'll fold it up like this, upwards like this. Okay, and then start printing it all the way to the other end, and then fold it back. Okay, so let's go to the machine and let me show you what I'm going to do. And again, for you to understand it very easily, notch the center of the um ruffles. Okay, notch the center like this. Okay, and then place it at the center of the skirt that you are attaching it to. See what I'm doing here now? This is the center of my skirt, the center piece of my skirt. Now I am going to attach it to the center of the skirt, the center of the ruffles and the center of the skirt. I'm going to attach it with my pin so that the two sides will be equal. Okay, then you start printing it all the way like this, and print this side all the way like this as well. It will be easier for you. Okay, so let's go to the machine. So this is me. I want to start attaching the ruffles to the skirt pattern. So after everything, this is what I have for the first steps. This is what I have for the first steps. Okay, so I am done attaching everything all together, and this is what I have. It came out so nice and beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure around my waist. And you see, the first step was 8 inches. It was not as long as the other 12 inches, but I made sure um it overlapped. So I'm going to measure the waist, and then we create our waistband. I'm not going to show how I created my waistband here, because I have so many waistband tutorial videos, which you guys, if you check my channel, you're going to see. So now this is my waistband. I used a gum stay on the waistband. I have 2 inches. The wideness of this waistband is 2.5 inches. I folded half inch in. Okay, so this is it. I'm just trying to measure it for you guys to see. So I folded half inch in, and I'm left with 2 inches here. So here is how I folded it, as you can see. So I'm going to be attaching it on the waist, and then we are going to attach the zipper and all of that. So here I'm going to attach it first here. On the wrong side, I'm going to stitch it with half inch and use that place that I just ironed. I'm going to use it to close it up to have a neat finishing. So now I am done attaching the waistband, and here I am going to put my zipper here. I'm going to put my zipper, and after putting my zipper, you're going to see the end result, which you've already seen at the beginning of the video. It came out so beautiful. This skirt came out so beautiful. Like, I am happy I made this skirt, because guys, the kind of compliment I am still having on anytime I wear this skirt. So try to make it. I came down by 10 inches for the zipper allowance, the zip opening. I used 20 inches zip. Okay, So I came down by 10 inches, then attached my zip. So I used 1 inch to close up the skirt opening. Okay, so when you are closing up your skirt opening, make sure that the ruffles are aligning together. Don't sew it that one will be longer than the other. Just make sure that the ruffles are aligned together. So now here is after sewing and everything. It came out so beautiful. It came out so neat. Okay, so this is what it should look like after sewing. You can see the 12 inches we used overlapped everything. You hardly see what is inside. That is why I used that 12 inches. So we have come to the end of this video, and I hope you really learned one or two from here. So if you want to be watching more of these videos, tutorial videos on different styles, trending styles, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, share and comment on my videos. See you guys in my next video. Bye.